Now though, let's go back to Manchester live and to Craig Slater. Craig.
Thank you, and yes, the WBA heavyweight champion is alongside me with that belt that he's determined to keep hold of on Saturday night. I guess you're pretty much talked out about this fight now, but
still got a little bit more talk left. There's still a little bit left in me.
Did you glean anything from that news conference in terms of Harrison's mindset?
Yeah, I did. He's clutching at straws. He's really reaching. He's looking as far back as 97 for flaws in my game to give himself confidence. He's made up a mythical sparring session that we didn't have to give himself some confidence. It's pretty sad. It's real sad, to be honest.
Yeah, sometimes people say things about their opponent that they're actually thinking themselves. Now, he's saying that you're wilting, unravelling a bit. Do you suspect there's a bit of that going on in his mind ahead of this?
The fact he's making up mythical sparring sessions where he allegedly hurt me or hit me with a big left hand, yeah, it leads me to believe that he's a desperate man. He needs some sort of confidence from somewhere. So in his mind, he's made up this scenario that didn't happen to say, okay, this is why I'm going to win the fight. Because he can't look at my career. He can't. First off, he says, "Oh, I'm a front runner. I'm used to being going from. I don't like being behind." Then he says, "Okay, I know that he came back from behind after getting knocked down against Mormek, Fragomeni, Lasse Hansen." So hold on, make your mind up. Either a front runner or I'm not. Don't say I'm not a front runner. But then obviously when I'm not front, I'll come back and win anyway. He's not making any sense. And I think he's genuinely losing his marbles. I think he's lost. I think the pressure's got to him, and I think that he's cracking under pressure. It's only Wednesday. We've got a few days left. The fight's on Saturday night, and he's cracking. I can look it in his eyes. He's chewing gum. I think he's got to him. I can hear his heart beating through his jacket.
You get any idea what he'll try and do when the first bell rings?
I haven't got a clue. When you get a guy that crazy, a crazy man's a dangerous man. You can go into these different asylums and you got to be careful who you talk to. They might seem quite pleasant on the outside, but you don't know what they're going to do. And you never know. I don't know whether he's going to come across and bite me. I don't know whether he's going to kick me. Hopefully he comes across and tries to throw some punches, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the discipline. We have to apologise as well for some of the imagery and language there. I hope no one's offended by that. No, well, but we're moving on. In terms of, I don't know, this being a kind of derby match and a grudge match as well. I touched on it at the news conference. Do you have to keep your cool? Has that got to be drilled into your head that you've got to keep your discipline in this fight?
Definitely. That's one thing. The reason why I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, the reason why I was the undisputed cruiserweight champion, is for the simple fact I can keep my head. I can keep stuck to a game plan. I can keep things on point. Technically, physically, spiritually, I'm on point. And that's what it's all about. That's why I'm as successful as I've been. And I don't believe Audley can hold it together the same way I can.
Yeah, but just finally then, enormous interest here. We talked about this projecting you, but it'd be an awful stage to fall on. I mean, is that, is that a kind of a nightmare, horror kind of nightmare that you've lived with the thought of losing to Audley?
I genuinely don't. It hasn't even crossed my mind. I haven't even considered the thought of... I can't even say
no one's invincible though, are they?
Nobody's invincible, but I put myself in a position where I'm as close to invincible as possible. You've got to look at your opponent's strengths, the weaknesses. You've got to make sure that your game is perfect. And if you do that, you're as close to invincible as possible. And I believe at this stage of my career, at 30 years of age, with the experience, 25 fights under my belt, with all the learning experience, all the amateur fights, I believe I'm as close to invincible as I'm ever going to be.
And it's going out in Germany, so yeah. Is this a demonstration to the Klitschkos?
Definitely. It's definitely a demonstration. It's not only the Klitschkos, but to the whole world. Every boxer, every heavyweight out there. I'm going to show you how the real heavyweight champion deals with an opponent.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Anytime. May the best man win. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, David Haye, full of confidence, you have to say, ahead of this fight. You kind of looked kind of angry and a bit bad-tempered when we had the first head-to-head news conference in September, but he's just oozing confidence here. He thinks he's going to produce a masterclass and certainly hold on to that WBA heavyweight belt.